Good day, everyone. I'm Miss Jaira Rose V. Kulyamar, LPT, 22 years of age, and I'm going to be your teacher in MSTRAT 12, which is teaching arts in the elementary grades. And I hope you will learn more in spite this pandemic. Thank you and God bless. So in order for us to know what is Master 12 or teaching arts in elementary grades, let us know what is the meaning or what is the definition of art education. And according to Di Francisco, art education defined by body of knowledge by experience, tradition, and practice peculiar to itself, and also related to and a part of general education. It aims to satisfy an insistent urge, creative activity, and influence on society. Through the art program, the pupils are given experiences through which they can express themselves, solve problems, understand and appreciate their surroundings. So we know that art, it is how you express yourself. Example of it is when your emotion is being sad, so you're going to express yourself by listening sad songs or singing sad songs, just like that. So there are guiding philosophy in art that we're going to understand. So there is indeed an artist in each of us, more so in each learner. So especially as a teacher, because we're good at expressing ourselves, so we can be an artist. So also the center of the educational process is education. So this innate potential needs to be tapped, nurtured, and developed and fostered. As a teacher, if we know that one of our students has a talent or has a potential, we need to nurture it, try to develop and foster that artist in themselves. So art education paves the way for the optimum development of a child's creative ability in his total being. So when you say creative, it will be aesthetic, mental, social, emotional, and physical. So as a form of self-expression, which is art education, emphasize the human dimension in education. For this reason, art education is very relevant to present-day needs of our society. With the tensions and strains inherent in our seemingly mechanized existence, there is a felt need for activities or experiences which will enhance our appreciation for the significance of life, for the surroundings, and for the meaning in human relationship. So we can a composer can write a song if it is based in their experiences. It will be more relatable. So as a human being, we are in tap with our own emotion, especially in art. So in art education, there are objectives of it. So we're going to learn the cognitive, psychomotor, and affective objectives of art education. So when you say objectives, it will be divided in three different parts, which is cognitive, psychomotor, and affective. When we say cognitive, it involves the mind, how your mind works. So show varied degrees of the ability to integrate observing, thinking, and expressing. Second is gain understanding of the importance of art in everyday. From the word understanding, in order for us to understand, we need to think first. And also relate experiences to new learning. So second is psychomotor. When you say psychomotor, our body needs action or we're going to do work. So first, it shows skills in the use and manipulation of different art media. Example of it, when we try to draw something, our hands are working or putting actions to what we learn. Second is communicate ideas to others. When we try to communicate with other people, we're taking an action, our body are moving. And also last is demonstrate good order in the use of art. Third is affective. When you say affective, it involves emotion or characteristics that are going to change because you learn something. And first is respect right of others. especially in arts, we cannot deny the fact in writing a book there will be a plagiarism. So in order for us to respect the author, because it is also an art, because they're going to express their emotions, uh, let us give them references just like that, and also express oneself creatively and freely. So as a human being, if our teacher give us an assignment to write our New Year's resolution, uh, let us express our writings creatively, and whatever comes onto our mind, just share it. It is because we are free in expressing our own selves. And last is take pride and satisfaction in the performance of one creative work. So we cannot deny the fact that if we're going to share our own writings, or even the way we sing to other people, even the way we dance, there will be someone who will not like it. So if we are satisfied with our own performance, just don't care what other people say. Just enjoy, because it is yourself. You're just trying to express what you have, emotion, or what your emotions are in your heart that you want to express to other people. Don't care what other people say. Just be yourself. So the teacher plays a very crucial role in art education. Her attitude toward her works and her pupils are being monitored, and even her professional training and her values in life and beliefs are reflected in her teaching that will be radiated to the learners. So to be an effective art teacher, we need to possess these following competencies. First is being a professional. So as a professional, we need to be knowledgeable and good at understanding of this new philosophy. So the teacher has to be responsible of keeping himself professionally alive, analyzing, assimilating, putting to use new knowledge and facts through professional meetings or personally selected readings are way of keeping abreast of times. Second is knowledgeable of educational and psychological implication of method, growth, and behavior. The art teacher should be familiar with the current trends in his field and understanding of psychological principles and their application to actual art. Next is the setting, the physical environment or the room should be considered, especially in teaching the arts to the pupils. So educational climates of the art classroom should be monitored. And also the working condition for arts requires that a certain amount of free movement be physically possible as well as educationally permissible. Example of it is when we try to teach dancing to the pupils, the room should have enough space so that the learners can enjoy the new learnings, the new dance that they're going to learn. Next is evaluating pupils' growth. The art teacher should discover the potentialities of pupils and diagnose their needs. Determine what is the best for each of them and focuses the method and the context of experience in appropriate direction. He should know or she should know how well and how much his pupils are achieving in relation to their potentialities. So next is the personal qualities. So the art teacher should have respect for personality of the students, because we cannot deny the fact that the students have different characteristics. They are unique. They are uniquely different. So that's why the teacher should not discriminate the pupils. And the teacher should be highly sensitive to art and to life about their surrounding. So they should be inspired from the beauty of their surroundings, from the meaning of his existence. Next is the teacher should possess imagination and originality. Next is The teacher must possess emotional security and self-confidence. In other words, the art teacher should have a stable personality, which usually emanates from an adequate training and preparation for her job. Next, the art teacher should be friendly towards and able to work well with all types of person. So the teacher must be friendly to their students, but the teacher should also be friendly to his or her co-worker. They can easily feel how their teacher relates to other teacher and also have desire to grow. Learning is a lifelong process. So the art teacher should grow in her profession by attending classes, seminars, and workshops, reading art magazines and periodicals. Basic principle in the teaching of art education. There are 3 basic principles in the teaching of art education. First is art is for everybody. Every person has the innate capacity for self-expression. Art is not limited for the gifted few. It can be taught by the young, old, rich, or poor, normal, and handicapped individuals. Art teaching should take into consideration the capacities, needs, abilities, and interests of the individual learner. It is important for the art teacher to have this baseline data about the child as a guide in planning what to teach and how to teach at a given time. Next is art is an agency in the total growth of learner. The development of the emotional, mental, social, physical, creative, and aesthetic attributes of the learners is the goal of art teaching. It is based upon the education for living. As such, art education can be very well integrated with the other existing subjects in the curriculum. It should be a part of the child's everyday life. The art teacher should make art a meaningful and an enjoyable experience for a child. Art education must serve the educational and cultural needs of the time. At present, one of the major thrusts of the Philippine schools is the development of Filipinism or nationhood. Art education is an essential part of the school system because it is through the various channels of art that we express our ideals and aspiration as people. The art teacher, therefore, should explore and make use of local community resources as a way of enriching contemporary Filipino culture. Method of teaching art education. So there are methods of teaching art education that we were going to follow if it is necessary, especially in our lesson plan. So first is the directed teaching. It is perhaps the oldest approach, but the main objective is the mastery of technique in design, color painting, drawing, modeling, lettering, perspective, and other areas. In as much as this method is very rigid and traditional, it is not recommended for use in the elementary and secondary levels because the teacher are just teaching and the students are just the receiver of the knowledge. So the students are passive and they are not active. And second is the free expression. In contrast to the directed and approach, this method suggests that the work of pupils is spontaneous, that it is originates with them, that is not teacher dominated, and that it is concerned with the pupils' genuine ideas and personal mode of expression. So example of it is when the teacher give an assignment to the pupils to write their 2021 New Year's resolution. So the students will express what their New Year's resolution. They have different expression, so the teacher were going to accept because the students are different with each other. So third is the core teaching. This method involves the use of art education as a center around which all the activities should revolve. At certain times, other learning areas may be used as the core on which art lessons are focused. Next is correlated teaching. The art teacher finds out what is being studied by his pupils in other subjects and then proceed to plan the artwork as an enrichment of these areas. This method is premised on the beliefs that whatever motivations or incentives the pupil's needs can be, and is often furnished by what he has learned or what he is studying in other subject field. Example of it is if in Araling Panlipunan, the students talking about Spaniards and Spaniards' influence in our country, such as festival. So the teacher in arts will going to integrate their learnings in ARPAN and let them draw the festivals that happens many years ago. So there will be two subjects, yet art is also focused. Next is the integrative teaching. So integration in art involves the totality of the creative experience. It involves examination, selection, analysis, and much learning in a number of related fields, but particularly those which have immediate bearing upon art activities. Suggested by the broader topic under consideration, integrative teaching calls for broad planning. Unit planning is often associated with this method of teaching, so it will be more complex. So it enriches curriculum meaningful experiences, proper motivation, and above all skills guidance in the use of resources are some avenues toward integration. 6 is the group processes. This method involves group discussion, sharing, planning, doing, and evaluating by a particular group of pupils in art. So example of it is when the teacher give a topic and the students will go to report it. So it will be group processes because the group of students are going to share their own understanding. Then what they understand with each other, they're going to share it with their classmates. So it will be more meaningful to them because it is their own understanding by their new learning. So through this method, the individual identifies himself with the help of other people to develop their goals and values. The informality of the art class is naturally conducive to the best result in the use of group processes. So last is the assigned topic. The teacher or the students decide upon a topic that all the children in the group will use as a subject for their artwork. When the topic is chosen, every child is given the freedom to build his artwork around the ideas he chooses, as it is related to the topic. The freedom to make his artwork in his own way is limited in some way. Stimulate originality, of course. We know that art, one of the main focus is the students must be original of their art, their own understanding, their own expression. So in this procedure, the child gets the feeling of security that usually comes with working on the same general topic as the others in the group. And this working in the group allows opportunity for aesthetic, personal, and even social growth. Thank you for listening, and I hope you learn more about MSTRAT 12, which is teaching arts in elementary grades. So if you have any question, don't hesitate to ask. My Facebook account is Jaira Rose Culyamar, or you can email me on my Gmail account, jairaculyamar7777 @gmail.com. Thank you and God bless.